Hello everyone, myself Pritesh Raut, and today we are going to discuss about a short introduction of vapor absorption system and a working and construction of the practical vapor absorption system. So as we know, vapor compression system is mostly used for getting the cooling effect, or most of the devices they have vapor compression system, they work on the vapor compression system. Okay, like refrigerator, air conditioner and so on, they are work on the vapor compression system. Vapor compression system means what? Where compressor is an integral part and which is present in the system. Okay, and the cooling effect is achieved by this compressor, condenser, expansion and evaporator. These are the four components of the vapor compression system. Okay, so there is another system which is nothing but vapor absorption system. So what? This is another system apart from the vapor compression system. This system again, it will also produce cooling effect, but when we compare this system with the vapor compression system, so it having a low COP, means we can say the COP is less than 1 in case of the vapor absorption system, and this is the major drawback of that system. Okay, again, for this system, or this system is better, or it is suitable for what? Remote areas where scarcity of electricity is there. So in this area, this vapor absorption system is very suitable and better. Okay, so thereafter there is a one advantage, that is without the use of electricity we can run this system and achieve the cooling effect. So this is the better advantage of that system. So when we compare this system with the vapor compression system, we found that in vapor compression system it uses electrical energy to carry out their operation, but in this vapor absorption system it uses heat energy for getting the cooling effect, or to produce cooling it required only the heat energy. Okay, so this is the major difference between the vapor compression and the vapor absorption system. Again, instead of compressor, this vapor absorption system consists of generator, absorber, pump, rectifier, analyzer. So these are the important part of the vapor absorption system which replace the compressor which is already present in vapor compression system. So what? In absence of the compressor, that vapor absorption system is become a smooth and noiseless. So this is again one advantage of that vapor absorption system. So that system, vapor absorption system, it having only one major drawback, that is it having a low COP as compared to the vapor compression system which is less than 1. Okay, so now we will see the practical vapor absorption system. So here I have given a short introduction which covers, it works on the heat energy instead of the electrical energy. Then compressor is absent in this vapor absorption system. Again, the compressor is replaced by the absorber, generator, heat exchanger and pump. Next one is, it is suitable where electricity problem is there, but it having a low COP as compared to the vapor compression system. So this is all about the vapor absorption system. Okay, so this vapor absorption system uses absorber, where two kind of refrigerant is used. One is a pure refrigerant, okay, or we can say this is the working substance in this system. Then another substance which is used, which is called as an absorber, and we used absorber, such type of substance we have used as a absorbent which having a great affinity towards the refrigerant vapor, so he can absorb maximum vapor refrigerant from the evaporator section. So that kind of absorbent we used. Okay, so this is a short introduction about the vapor absorption system. Now we are going to see or discuss practical vapor absorption system. So this is a layout, or we can say this is the figure of or the setup of the vapor absorption system, which is a practical vapor absorption system. And already I have told that the compressor is replaced by what? Absorber, generator, rectifier, analyzer, all these things, and the heat exchanger and the pump. All these are the important part for the vapor absorption system. It is a noiseless system. So now we will see the actual working of this system. Here at the bottom side you will see absorber, okay, and then on its left hand side there is a evaporator, okay. So here is not mentioned that which kind of absorber is used, but always remember, so here we used water as an absorbent and ammonia as a refrigerant, okay. So here we use water as a absorber and the ammonia as a refrigerant. So why we use this? Because as we know, the water as an absorber having a great affinity towards the ammonia, so he will absorb maximum ammonia. He has a capacity to absorb maximum ammonia. So that's why we have prefer this water as an absorbent and in this system refrigerant as a ammonia. So in this absorber, a strong solution which is called as a maximum amount of ammonia in the water, which is called as a strong solution. So in absorber, the strong solution of ammonia is formed and which is then pumped to the generator through a heat exchanger. So what? In the evaporator, so when ammonia refrigerant is passed through the evaporator, at the outlet of the evaporator we have vapor ammonia, and that vapor ammonia is absorbed by that absorber, okay. So what? When that ammonia vapor are mixed with the water, it will become a strong solution where the maximum number of ammonia is present in that water absorbent, okay. So then next this strong solution then passed to the generator through that heat exchanger with the help of the pump. So okay, so when this strong solution is enter into the generator, here the heat source is present, and in the presence of the heat source, that strong solution is getting heated, and because of that heating, what happen, the temperature of that solution is get increased, and because of that the ammonia vapors get separated from the water. So what? The ammonia vapors are get separated from the water, and that less amount of the ammonia which is present in the remaining solution, that is the water, it will be passed to the heat exchanger, through the heat exchanger to the absorber again. What I am telling, when the strong solution is heated in the generator, it get ammonia vapor gets separated from that solution, okay, and then the remaining solution is called as a weak solution, where less amount of ammonia is present in the water. That weak solution is then carried out to the absorber again through the heat exchanger. So what about the vapor which is separated from the solution? That ammonia vapor then pass through the analyzer. And as we know, analyzer has a function to remove the water particle which is present in the ammonia vapor. Okay, so thereafter the dry ammonia vapor, we can say dry ammonia vapor pass through the rectifier, and the rectifier has a function to remove whatever the amount of water vapor which is present in the ammonia vapor. They are dried by, or they are removed by the rectifier, because as we know, still if any water particle is present in the ammonia vapor, that are completely removed by that rectifier. So what, we have a surety that the incoming ammonia vapor to the condenser, it is completely dry and saturated. So when this kind of ammonia vapor is passed through the condenser, so everyone knows that condenser has a function to what, to reject the heat from that ammonia vapor to the another medium which is passed through that condenser, that is the air or water. So here we used water as a cooling medium, so which is circulated through the condenser. So when that cold water is come in contact with the ammonia vapor, so the heat transformation will be take place from higher to lower. So here the temperature of ammonia vapor is maximum. So what, the heat from the ammonia vapor is absorbed, or it is rejected to the cold water. So what, so heat rejection is take place in the condenser, and the result of this, the temperature of that ammonia vapor is reduces, or it is decreases, and at the outlet of the condenser we are getting liquid ammonia. What, liquid ammonia, and then that liquid ammonia is passed to the receiver, to the next device, that is nothing but expansion valve. In expansion valve, again the pressure and the temperature of that ammonia vapor is reduced or decreases, and the result of that, at the outlet of the expansion device, we have low temperature, low pressure ammonia vapor that we required. Okay, then it passed to the evaporator. Here is the section, evaporator is the space or the section where we have to maintain a temperature, or we have to produce a cooling effect. Okay, so when it passed through the evaporator, here the heat is absorbed by this ammonia, will absorb the heat from that space, okay, and reduces the temperature of that space. And at the outlet of the evaporator, we have ammonia vapor. Initially at the inlet of the evaporator, we have a low pressure, low temperature liquid ammonia, and that liquid ammonia is converted into the ammonia vapor. Because of what? Because the ammonia vapor, when pass through the evaporator, it absorbs the heat from that device, okay, and become the converted into in the vapor form. So at the outlet of the evaporator, we have ammonia vapor, and then that ammonia vapor is absorbed by the absorber. Again it will absorber form the strong solution. Again that strong solution passes to the generator, and then it circulates to the condenser, then it passes to the condenser, and then in this way it circulates through the system for getting the cooling effect. So in this way the cooling is achieved by continuously circulation of that ammonia vapor from each and every devices, and then again to the absorber. So here absorber is a major part who will prepare the strong solution, and that solution is what, ammonia plus water. And then in generator, that ammonia solution, when the ammonia solution present in the generator, here because of the heating it is separated, the weak solution taken into the absorber again, and ammonia vapor then pass to the condenser and then again evaporate. So in this way cooling is achieved in a practical absorption system. I hope you all are understand. Okay, thank you for listening the lecture. Thank you very much.